Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching this video today. And I'm super excited because I have Kate here. So say hi, Kate.
Hey.
Kate's been a member of the group for a while and got a super exciting and exclusive call with Etsy to talk about the Star Seller program. And because this is such a timely and passionate topic, I thought it would be good to sit down with Kate to talk about the results of her conversation with Etsy. So thank you so much for willing to do this, Kate. I appreciate it so much.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, and what I thought we would do first is just I'll share my screen briefly and then I'll unshare it so that Kate can go over what she learned. But I wanted to share what we know about the the program to clear up. So can you see the screen, Kate?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
So I thought we would just, I shared this in a live like 2 weeks ago, but I thought it would be good to bring this up again because as with anything on the internet, there's information out there that is correct and then there's information that is not correct. And we're going to do our best to share what we know and then what information Kate received during the call that she had with Etsy. And then we'll just see what happens, right? Okay, so this is the Star Seller program. What we know is that the first of every month, starting in September, so this is not even truly live yet, we're going to be given the opportunity to earn this star. They're going to look at the last 3 months of your shop's performance, and they're looking at these couple of things. And it looks like there's actually 4 things, but one of them didn't bullet. So we'll talk about these. So response rate, again, this is what Etsy has said. Now, whether this is what's happening right now, I don't know, but they said 95% of your messages from buyers, initial messages, are responded to within 24 hours. Shipping, 95% or more of your orders ship within your stated processing time and with tracking or with a shipping label purchased from Etsy. 5-star rating. So 95% or more of your reviews have a 5-star rating. And then this last one, you must maintain 10 orders and around 300 in sales, depending on your shop currency, in your 3-month review period. So in a 3-month period of time, you need to have 10 orders or in the equivalent of 300 in sales. And you have to have been on Etsy for at least 90 days since your first sale. So this is, again, for 3 months. Okay, and then I think what we know so far, and this is what they have said, carrier or post office delays will not negatively impact your score. Canceled and digital orders won't be included. The cutoff time for your expected shipping date is based on your time zone. So that's something you need to consider is when does the day end where you live on Etsy? And then your message response rate is based on the first message from a buyer. First message. Message you've marked as spam won't be counted. And then marking a conversation unread doesn't restart the clock. And then the last one, having this star or not having it will not affect your search or rank at this time. Again, that is what we know. Okay, so let me stop share. That is what we know. Okay, Kate, so tell us what happened and what you learned.
So I had a quick 25-minute call with an Etsy rep. Everybody, they have a team of people out there. So I spoke with a lovely young lady named Kristen, and she was able to help me just dig a little bit deeper. I did express a lot of concerns that were mentioned in some group threads and things like that, but I think they were, valid concerns to the program. But in essence, I was on track to, and I say was with a disclaimer, there's still to the end of August 31st for everyone to qualify for Star Seller program, because I'll go a little bit deeper into what you had listed there as far as the different buckets. So for the time period that they're looking at to first qualify for Star Seller is that from June 1st to August 31st. So every sale from June 1st on every shop to August 31st, that's their judgment time period, their kind of preliminary time period. From then on, it will be on a month basis. So if you don't earn it on September 1st, if you don't qualify, you're right there. Or say you're not there even close because you haven't been doing one of the aspects of the
maybe
program.
You're a new shop, right? Maybe you're
brand new shop. You haven't gotten to your 90 days yet. Yes, absolutely. Say you're at, 75 and you're close, but you're not there on September 1st. You'll have another chance to qualify at the end of the month. And then at the end of that month. So this is an opportunity. You can gain the badge, you can lose it in a 30-day period. So say you do get it on September 1st, you have to maintain that star seller progress, and then, you know what I mean? So then you're going to keep maintaining. And then at the end of that month, then you can get it again on October 1st, or you may lose it. It just depends on what happens with your shop that month. Say you may not hit the sales threshold, but you hit all the other buckets. You're just short of maybe it was only like 5 sales. Everybody's a little in a time, where it's up and down. So there's that. That right off the bat was knowing that it's not a 3-month rolling basis quarterly. It's going to be on a month-to-month basis. Okay, that's good, because that was a little confusing in what I just read. Right. So that preliminary time period is what they're looking at now. So everybody has until the end of August 31st to get to those metrics. Now, I will say that I'll start with response rate, since that's up at the top. Everything that you said, that we read and what we can read on Etsy is, from what I confirmed with Kristen, is crystal clear. There were just 2 things that came up in some conversation about multiple threads from clients. Say they send you a message under each listing that they're interested in. Yeah. There's no way. Yeah. I've had that maybe once. I've had a client send me, I like this one. Can you combine these 2 together, or whatever it might be? You do still have to respond to those. Okay, there's no way for the bots and the algorithms to discern this is the same client. Yeah. They just see a message and they need a response from it. So what you can do is just say, you can mark that one as spam, the secondary message, and that goes away, and answer what you need to answer on your first thread. Keep everything contained on one thread. Mm-hmm. Or you can have those multiple messages. That's fine, but they will count. Unless you mark it as spam, you will count. Now, when you mark something as spam, you still have the ability to go back and look at it. It's not erased forever. So if you need to refer to that message, because it's a client conversation, then you still have the ability to do that. So they said, just go ahead and mark it as spam, or you can say, I'm going to respond to this on the first message. And keep everything contained so that they know why you're doing that. I think that's good customer service to say, oh, absolutely. Yes, I can make that for you, but I'm going to respond to this on the first thread just to keep everything contained. Organized. Okay. Yeah. So there's that. Somebody had mentioned that, what about you've never gotten a message, you have 0 messages. They have no way of saying, well, because you've never received a message, you have to have something in that bucket. Right. So get yourself a message or 2 or 3, for whatever reason it may be, but they said, there's nothing they can really do about that at this time. It's very few and far between. They had heard from the feedback at that time that there were stores out there where there were truly 0 messages whatsoever, unless you're marking everything as spam. Within your 90 days, they would have expected there to be some sort of conversation. Because in the essence of this badge, I'll kind of step back a bit. The Star Seller badge is truly a Star Seller badge. It's the best of their best. They want to showcase or highlight or give somebody a gold star for hitting all these metrics, because it is difficult to have 100% customer satisfaction rate. If you think about this, it's really going back to customer satisfaction. They want the shops or items to be recognized at a glance on the website, that these shops have history of taking care of their customers. Okay. Not that they have stellar products. That comes without saying. If you're providing good customer service, it's because you're selling a good product too. Right. But customer service is so important to buyer trust on online platforms these days, that they are really trying to help the stores get that, like, you can trust me.
Yeah.
I'm a good person. I'm not a scammer. Because
yeah, no, that
right.
makes sense. Yeah.
So, and when you think about, you have a classroom full of students. Yes, everybody can get straight A's and earn that, but what would it, I guess you need to be able to set the bar a little bit higher. What's that next level for them to achieve at?
Sure.
It's great that everybody got straight A's in your class if everybody's a star seller, but then how does the outside buyer or the outside person come in and say, "Ooh, sorry, you lost me for a second."
No worries.
How do they come in and say, "Okay, who's the best of the best?
Sure.
Who takes care, of their clients their best, or who really achieved, that extra 110%, that's why we have advanced classes and extra,
Sure.
tiers and things to achieve to and strive for."
I think it's important for people to hear that this is not new. Etsy is not there. I mean, other platforms are already doing this. In fact, like I think I mentioned this, I sell, it's called Garage Sale. It's like a local buy and sell group. And it's for like used things. So like, whatever. I sold my son's toys when he outgrew them, and they have a star seller badge. And it's been around for years. And I was so mad about it at first. And then I was like, who cares? And I mean, honestly, when you're buying something, it's nice. You're like, oh, cool. But you're not going to not buy from someone that doesn't have it.
Correct.
Or, I think, but it's a way to reward the people that are using, like in this case, it was, are you active in the app? Do you respond to messages? I looked at it last night. And do you do you get good reviews? That's what they do. This isn't new. And I think that because like anything with Etsy, when they roll something new out, the gut reaction is to panic and to get really mad and think about it as being punitive. And if we flip this as, if you're not eligible for it, you're not eligible, and that's okay. And if you are eligible and you want it, then let's figure out how you can get it.
Yeah, let's strive for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's something that, they want everybody, like you said, to kind of strive for and achieve for, to get that star seller, and to help, buyer confidence overall, and because elephant in the room, there's some scammers out there, and there's some not so good shops, and Etsy has done a great job at trying to limit, those in the past. And I think it's a great way to show that we, that we're doing what we can, everybody can. And since the feedback has come during this trial period, they've received such great feedback. They've already implemented a couple things based on the feedback to get people to star seller faster. And we'll talk about that a little bit with local delivery. So the response rate, I think we covered all that. Multiple threads, same customer, spams, 0 messages. Those were kind of the one-off questions that I had. So, respond to those clients right away, or if it's truly a spam or a multiple, mark it as spam and move on. And these will be in a 1-month rolling basis again for everybody to remember. Then we're going to jump into shipping and local pickup and tracking and all that exciting stuff.
Yeah, that was a hot topic.
Hot topic. So a lot of, and everything that I conveyed to her, she has said, this is not new feedback. Thank you. I had given her a couple new things, but she said this is definitely on their table. So everything I'm about to discuss with local orders, I'll go into first. So I personally do a lot of local orders, local drop-offs. I will deliver to hotels and things like that. And it's really going above and beyond if you think about it for our clients. So it really is conveying what Star Seller wants to convey. So they wanted, and that's why they've already enacted a section, and I tried to do it with an order today just to play around with it. So I still have to nail that down, but I've seen screenshots shared in the group on how you can mark something as a digital download. Yeah. And I'm sure you're going to try and pull it up. I tried to do that before this call, but I couldn't narrow it down.
I'll look at it.
So you can mark it as a local order or local pickup, or a digital delivery or something else. There's a box that truly says something else, I believe, or other. And for a reason of why there's not a tracking number in there, because this bot is going to look for this algorithm, you know, with the tracking, is going to look for valid tracking labels. So what that means is when we put in not tracked local pickup or some verbiage in there, it's not going to, she said, at least, it's not going to accept that. It will only accept valid tracking numbers.
Okay.
So if you do not purchase a valid tracking number through Etsy labels, and you use a different carrier for tracking, or Pirate Ship or Shippo, or, you know, different sites, and you have to go in and manually put in tracking number, it's got to be a valid tracking number.
Okay.
So that's the feedback that she had given me. Now I expressed, and I had my call a week ago today. So since then they have implemented, and again, I've seen it out there, and it might be a test, but they are trying to allow people to mark as digital download or digital delivery.
Okay.
Yeah, or local order. You don't see it yet. Yeah. We're going to have to do a little follow-up, maybe infographic on that, because I've seen it.
You know, I saved a screenshot that someone posted in the group because I wanted it, but I just looked and I don't have the option yet.
I feel like I have to set it. I feel like you have to set it up with a shipping profile versus.
Oh, well.
So,
okay.
We'll get to that.
TBD
So,
on that one. Yep.
Yes, we'll sidebar that. But in essence, it was very much on their minds, and they do not want to penalize someone for doing a local delivery or a digital delivery, because they still know you're doing a great job. They want to figure out a way to track that. Okay. So it's totally on their table. They're not trying to write us off or say that's not important. All we want is tracking, yada, yada. That's not what they're trying to do. At that time, I guess they didn't understand the overwhelming amount of, you know, sellers that sell in person and do local delivery. And I say, even when we go to craft shows and things like that, how are those sales going to be counted? You know, as long as, she said, it's very much on their table, and they were going to frantically work towards that. If it wasn't available for September 1st to be, you know, because I'm at, let's say 98% ship on time, and one is because of a local delivery. Okay. And one is because of, I guess there was one that wasn't shipped on time. So, but at 98%, I'm okay with that one. And I got a green check. But one local order currently is penalized because I don't put a tracking number in there. In the message to buyer, I put our terms of delivery, and all of that's agreed upon. Okay. So very much on their table. If it's not available for September 1st rollout, expect it very soon after that. Okay. Okay. So going back to tracking numbers, I wanted to understand ship on time rate for them, because sometimes you'll drop it at the post, may not update that first scan until the next day or the next day, whatever that might be. She said, as long as you purchase your shipping label through Etsy or enter your valid shipping label, and it's purchased on the date that you promised your ship on, you'll be okay. Then you're good. Okay. That's what is backing up your statement about how you're not going to be penalized for carrier delays, because once that label is purchased, you're good.
And then there's a valid tracking number.
Yes, right. It's a valid tracking number. So say I ship stickers, so I don't get them scanned at the post office. I do purchase my labels through Etsy, but I never get that receipt. I just trust that those scans are going to happen and the tracking is going to update. And I had her look at one specifically on my orders, because there had been 2 that I dropped off with 5 shipments at a time. 2 were showing pre-transit, 3 were showing delivered. So they all went out, but 2 were showing pre-transit. And then I had gotten a review on one of those pre-transits showing that, thank you so much, fast delivery, 5 stars, love it. But it's still showing pre-transit. So that's not held against me. So as long as the shipping label was purchased, valid tracking number, you're good to go.
Well, and I mean, I don't use Etsy labels, just personal preference. I use a platform called Shipping Easy. There's an integration where when I buy a label, it tells Etsy and it gives them the valid tracking number. So I've been good. There was only the ones that didn't get marked for me were the shop reviews that I do get emailed. And I was marking them complete, but there was nothing there for Etsy to see. And that may mean I'm just, until they figure it out, I'm probably just not going to be eligible for
that. Yes. Yeah.
Until they figure it out.
And that's to say, they know that they have those sellers out there that do a lot of those things, and that they want to help show off those stores too with the seller badge. So they want to reward you for doing your good job too.
I did find when we get to, I did find the picture of the screenshot that someone shared about the, I can share it really quick when we get.
Yeah, go right ahead before we move on.
Here, let me move this over. It's not very pretty. It's kind of a screenshot and I had to drag it over. So let me grab it. And again, I don't see this yet, but this is what, let me go.
Oh, see, yeah, note to buyer.
Let me make this, I'm going to presentation mode. Sorry, give me 1 minute. This is what it says. So this is the screenshot someone sent of down below. So mine just said tracking number and it didn't have that. Let us know why the order doesn't have tracking. And then there's a drop down there where you can, I guess there's digital items and there's also maybe local ship or like local pickup.
Yes.
To that effect. So this is what I think it will look like when we all have it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think that's what I saw that was very promising. In their immediate response to the overwhelming feedback. So they said that was on their mind. Another thing about shipping real quick, because of international shops, and there's a lot of just with postage fees and things like that. I said, they just said, we hear you. And we're going to work, we want to do everything that we can to include everybody and every shop on every platform in a fair way. So she said, she has heard that feedback and she was taking it, but they didn't have a way around it at the moment, only to just make sure that there's a valid tracking number in the system.
I think it's important, but you just made me think of something. It's important to remember that, this isn't, I don't see this in any way as being negative. I mean, it is new and we're gonna overcome it and figure it out and we'll see what happens. But Etsy wants to be profitable. They want us to be profitable. And I'm just going to say this, they wouldn't do anything that would decrease their profitability. They wouldn't deliberately try to sabotage the people that bring in the revenue for them, which is us. So if you're watching this later, I know it's frustrating right now, but trust me that this is not, even though it was rolled out really quickly, we didn't know about it. I'm sure that this was not I'm sure that this is, they're doing this for a reason. And once they work the kinks out, I'm confident that we will figure this out as
right. Yes, absolutely. They want, you said it very well. I can't say it any better. They want us all to be profitable. They want us to bring in more clients. They want us to be, if we're profitable, they're profitable, everybody's happy. So absolutely. The last thing that we know about the 5-star ratings, that was pretty cut and dry. There's really nothing to dig into that, other than just to remind everybody it's on a 1-month basis going forward unless they change that. Everything is subject to change. Obviously, this is a new program. It's not even in place yet. So at the time, I'll be honest with everybody, at the time that I got the invitation for the call, I was on track. I had 100% in every bucket. I scheduled my call, and that day I got a 4-star review. And it pulled, it pulled me down. Maybe I was at 98%, whatever have you, but I'm now at 94%. I'm hanging on at 94%. So, it's something that can come and go, and maybe I'll get it back by the end of this month if I have some sales that come in and they they pull in a 5-star review, then that's great. But it's,
Right.
you know,
Right.
so be it.
So be it. Well, I mean, like we can get a bestseller and then lose it next month because we haven't maintained it.
I
You know,
was
you
going
get
to
a bestseller
mention
badge
that.
and you're excited, you take a screenshot of it, and then, you know, for whatever
Within-
reason, I never got one
Exactly.
again. I had one for a couple months and then it's gone. I mean, it is what it is. So
It is. I was
Yeah.
going to make that point at the end that, you know, they didn't, I mean, maybe I wasn't around at the rollout of the bestseller badge, but they seem to just kind of put it out.
Yeah.
And nobody really knows how to get it. And nobody really knows how to maintain it.
Right.
So if we knew those parameters, we'd be all having the same conversation about the bestseller badge. So if they were to roll out Star Seller without telling us what those parameters were, maybe we just wouldn't, you know, be so competitive about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think I'm thinking about relating it back to the bestseller badge. You'll get it when you're on it, when you're hot,
Yeah.
and rolling. And retail, we're all in retail. We know that it's an up and down.
Exactly.
So we're going to just take the waves as it comes and keep doing our best. And if we don't hit it that month, then we keep striving. That's what we all have goals for.
Yeah,
So
I think that's a really good perspective. And, you know, if you've been on Etsy for a while, this is not the first thing that is rolled out that has been received with some passionate, you know, feedback. There have been many things that at the time felt like the end of the world, and then either they are still around and they're fine, or they went away, you know. And I think it's too soon. It's too soon to panic. I don't think there's any reason to panic at all, but I think it's too soon to know what will happen with this program. And so your perspective was really spot on. It's like, hey, if you get it, great. If you don't, try again. Or like many people in the group were saying, I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and continue to provide awesome service that I already do, which I think is great perspective as well.
Yes, I had that full intention because honestly, I was away on vacation, not in shop mode at all when this started coming. I was like, you know what, I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to look at it while I'm on vacation. I don't want to stress about it. Everybody's up in arms. I'm not going to do it. And then I got the invite. So I was like, well, I guess I have to look at it now and see what that's about. So it was a pleasant surprise, but at the same time, I could have very well not have made it at all. And that's fine too. I would come home and keep working as hard as possible and know that you do what you can and are putting out the best products that you can produce. So
now, did they, I don't know if you talked about this at all. If someone sees that the data that's been collected is not correct and they can see for whatever reason, is there a way to put in a ticket, or what did they say? Okay.
Yes, she did ask me if I had any individual concerns where she could go in and look at it and say, oh, you know, on my dashboard where I had two orders that were not on time, you know, one was a local pickup. So she was going into that to look specifically at that one. And so she did say, and there was we have an email thread still going, that if there are concerns, you can go in and submit. We'd have to find that link and post that for people, but there is a way for you to submit. Just like if you find a review is inaccurate and you would like to have that removed from your shop profile and things like that, you can submit that to Etsy. So this will be also in a similar time frame.
Okay. That makes sense. Well, that for those watching, if you have a concern, instead of which I totally understand, instead of posting in the group and asking us why your data is wrong, I would suggest taking that up with Etsy directly and sharing your concerns with them. Yeah.
Especially because since they're still testing and we haven't rolled out yet, they want to know those errors. They want to know those flukes. They want to find out those bugs and issues so that there aren't those issues going forward.
Exactly.
And she reiterated that as of now, they're not going to use that data, you know, to do anything. It'll just be a badge on your shop.
Okay. I mean, I wasn't sure if I could ask that or not, but that's been the thing that people are hanging on that at this time. Again, who knows? I am not worried about it. If they do change it, I mean, just like with free shipping. Remember free shipping over 35?
Didn't that bump people up in the results once you're on?
You know, that was hard too because, and I'll say this, I don't recommend changing your business model for
No.
a program like this. Just like with free shipping, if it's going to hurt your shop to do free shipping over 35, don't do
Don't
it.
do it.
And
No.
the small boost that they did, that they said they gave us, I don't know if they're still doing it. And so many shops do it now. I don't know that it's even
Right.
a big deal. So if this STAR program does not fit your business model, it's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
Don't try
That
to
doesn't mean
change
you're not a good shop.
don't change yourself and don't change what you sell in order just for this program. So
Right.
hopefully,
Yeah.
if that ever comes to pass, that there will be some guidance on, and they will have hopefully fixed a lot of these other things in that time. But who knows?
They've got a lot of things in the works, and they've got a lot of things that they're testing out. They're trying to stay competitive and want us. They want us to stay competitive as sellers too. So want to get us the best foot forward in front of everybody.
Okay. Cool. Well, cool. Anything else that you want to say?
No, I think I covered it. I know that even as of this morning, the frequently asked questions have updated about Star Seller. It seemed like there was some more in-depth information based that I had learned on the call. So wasn't going to reiterate a lot of that. So if you still have questions, honestly, go straight to Etsy and click on those questions, because they've been asked at this point. And I think they've got a lot of great answers out there for everybody.
Yeah. I think a lot of people filled the survey out, which is great, which is when you get a survey from Etsy, always take the survey. I do every time I get a survey from them, I give them feedback, because this is how we all get better, right? This is how the platform gets better. This is how sellers get better. And even, and I'm not saying I'm the gold standard, I am not, but I thought I was really good at responding to messages. And it turns out there were a couple that I missed when I was on vacation, because I just extended my shipping time and didn't think anything of it. So it was a good reminder for me that I need to be checking the app every day, whether I have like an outstanding order or not. That's just good customer service for me. So and if I never get the star, I'm okay with that. But I did learn, okay, I need to be in the app checking for messages and checking in with people, because I would want that as a buyer. I like to be heard and responded to. Yeah. Okay. Well, Kate, man, this was great. Thank you so much for taking one for the team and going to Etsy. So we will see you all in the Underachievers group. And if you're watching this somewhere else, come join the group. We're awesome.
Yes.
People like Kate every day are giving back to the community. So,
I'm always telling people, come on over, have a good time.
Over to the group.
Yep. Come on, learn good things.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.